Hi there, and welcome to Soulful Bonds. We're so glad to have you here. Please subscribe to our channel and show your support. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring more heartwarming stories to you. It's a special request from us to you. Now, let's move to the story. What would drive a predator to risk its life for something so fragile, so alien to its world? Tonight, we journey into the heart of a frozen wilderness to witness an extraordinary bond between predator and prey. A story of survival, sacrifice, and love that defies all instinct. The forest stood silent, cloaked in snow, with moonlight painting the trees in cold silver. It was a place where life survived only by unyielding rules. The strong thrive, the weak perish. But on this night, the fragile order of this world was disrupted. A crash, sudden, sharp, the sound of branches snapping, metal groaning, and then silence. The forest settled once more, but something had shifted. A lone wolf prowled nearby, its thick gray fur bristling against the icy air. Its sharp yellow eyes scanned the shadows, every sense alert. For years, it had avoided humans. Their presence meant danger, fire, traps, death. And yet, tonight, something was different. It heard a sound, faint at first, soft and desperate. A cry. The wolf hesitated. This was not prey. This was not a sound it should care for. Yet, something deep within urged it to move closer. Through the snow-laden trees, the wolf crept cautiously until it found the source. Amid the wreckage of a crushed car was a small bundle. A baby, wrapped in a thin blanket, strapped into a car seat. Its cries pierced the cold, a fragile plea against the indifferent wilderness. The wolf froze. This was a human child, a creature utterly foreign to its world. The smart thing, the safe thing, was to leave. Humans brought nothing but pain. And yet, as the wolf edged closer, the baby's scent reached its nose. Warm, innocent, helpless. Something stirred within the wolf, a memory it had buried long ago. It remembered the scent of its own pups, the soft warmth of their tiny bodies pressed against its fur. It remembered losing them. The wolf's instinct screamed to run, but something deeper, the faint echo of a protector's heart, drove it forward. It lowered its massive head, sniffing the bundle. The baby's tiny breaths puffed into the cold air, its cries softening as if sensing the presence of something stronger, something safe. The wolf nudged the blanket gently, careful not to harm the fragile being inside. Then, with a resolve that defied reason, the wolf made its choice. It grasped the edge of the blanket in its teeth, lifting the child with a tenderness that seemed impossible for such a fearsome predator. The baby quieted, and together, predator and prey vanished into the shadows of the forest. Hours passed as the wolf carried the child deeper into the wilderness, the snow crunching beneath its paws. It moved with purpose, driven not by hunger or survival, but by something it couldn't fully understand. Finally, the wolf reached a small clearing, sheltered beneath a rocky overhang. Here, it laid the baby down, curling its body around the fragile bundle. Its thick fur blocked the biting wind, creating a cocoon of warmth. For the first time in years, the wolf felt something beyond the ache of loneliness. It felt a purpose. Days turned into nights, and an unlikely rhythm formed between the predator and the child. Each morning, the wolf ventured out to hunt. It returned with scraps of food, pieces of fur to line the child's nest, and a fierce determination to protect. The baby, once restless and crying, grew calm in the wolf's presence. When tiny hands reached out to grasp the wolf's fur, the predator didn't flinch. Instead, it stayed still, patient, as if understanding the trust this fragile creature had placed in it. At night, the wolf curled around the child, its breath warming the baby's pale face. The bond between them deepened, a quiet understanding that transcended species, instincts, and logic. But the wilderness was unforgiving. The cold grew harsher, food scarcer. The wolf's body ached from hunger, and its injured leg throbbed with every step. Yet it pushed on, driven by a need that was no longer its own. Then came the sound the wolf had feared most. Human voices, distant at first, but growing closer. A search party was combing the woods, their footsteps breaking the snow stillness. The wolf froze. It knew these humans were looking for the child. It also knew the danger they posed, their traps, their weapons. Humans didn't share the forest. They conquered it. Fear gripped the wolf, But so did something stronger. An aching, impossible choice. It could keep the baby hidden, safe in the forest's embrace, or it could let go. One bitter morning, as the distant voices grew louder, the wolf made its decision. With careful movements, it nudged the baby's blanket, lifting the fragile bundle one last time. Limping through the snow, it carried the child to a rocky outcropping. Near the edge of the clearing, a place where the humans would surely find it. The wolf set the baby down, ensuring it was shielded from the wind, but visible enough to draw attention. It lingered for a moment, looking down at the child with a soft whimper. A final farewell. Then, with heavy steps, the wolf slipped into the shadows, hiding among the trees. From a distance, it watched as the humans arrived. Their voices were filled with relief as they found the child, lifting it carefully into warm arms. The wolf stayed hidden, its heart heavy but calm. It had done all it could. As the search party carried the baby away, back to warmth and safety, the wolf turned and disappeared into the vast wilderness. Alone once more, it limped deeper into the forest, its body aching but its spirit lighter. The forest, once a place of survival, had become something more. A witness to an impossible bond. The wolf, though solitary by nature, had found a purpose beyond its own survival. And as it faded into the endless expanse of snow and trees, it carried with it a scar deeper than any wound. A memory of a fragile life it had chosen to protect. Even the fiercest creatures can feel the pull to nurture, to protect, and to love.